Hello, hello. So I just got back from a month of hiking in Patagonia. What an amazing part of the world. But the topic for today is about the benefits of walking. And there are many benefits of walking, but let me start with the idea of walking as a way to help our thinking. So there's a very nice paper showing that thinking while walking actually produces better results than just thinking. And we don't know exactly, is it the circulation of blood? Is it the effort? Is it the stimulation from the outside world? But it does seem to be the case that walking and thinking is better than just thinking. Plus, you get to walking. The effect, by the way, lasts even when people finish walking. So let's say you walk for 45 minutes, you have a higher creativity during those 45 minutes, but the next 15 minutes, that's about it. You also get this extra boost of more creativity. So that's one reason to walk. Another reason to walk is to force ourselves to think for longer. So my general strategy is to take a problem I want to think about, to take a little more time than I think is needed, and to set that time for walking. So let's say, for example, I think that something will take me an hour to think about. I say to myself, let me give myself 2 hours to think about it. Let me walk one way for an hour and then an hour back. So this way I'm stuck for thinking for 2 hours. And usually what happens is that I start walking, I think, I come up with a solution. I say, I think I know what I want. But I still have time left. So I keep on thinking. And almost always, not always, most cases, I come up with a better solution. And I think that in many cases we have premature conclusions. We think, we said, I got it. Let's get more productive. But if we had more time, if we force ourselves to have more time, then we might come up with a better solution. And coming up with a better solution up front is a great way to save time later on. So we get higher creativity, plus we have a built-in mechanism, if we think about it correctly, to force ourselves to think more and not to come up with premature conclusions. On top of that, we get to walking. I'm sure that all of us think that we don't get enough exercise. So this approach gets us also to some exercise as well. Now, in addition to this kind of walking for contemplation and thinking and coming up with creative solution, there's also walking with a friend. And when you sit with somebody and have a cup of coffee or a glass of beer, there's kind of discussion. You talk, they talk, you talk, they talk, and so on. When you walk and talk, you're not face to face, you're side by side. Silence is much more accepted. You can contemplate something for a little longer. Also, I find that it's much more inviting to come back to a topic. We talked about this half an hour ago. Can we go back to that? Somehow, when you sit about a cup of coffee, it feels like a meeting. We covered that already. Let's stay with that. But when you walk, by the way, when you walk for a month, you have with a friend like I do, you have lots of time. But it's a different mode of talking when you talk side to side. There's more acceptance of contemplation. There's more acceptance of stopping for a minute and thinking. I also think there's more acceptance of going back to other topics. So in short, walking is great. It's walking, number one, higher creativity, help us to make sure we think for longer against our instinct to stop thinking. And it's a better way to communicate with friends. It's allow pauses, contemplation, better reflection, coming back to topics. Highly recommended. Now finally, if you get to go for a month, I really recommend it. The first week, you're kind of still stuck in the standard. After about a week, for me, things change. and time changes, slowness. For me, every year I think about a big topic. What's the topic I want to think about this year? And the first week I usually don't make much progress, but after that I usually do. So, walking alone, with a friend, for a short time, for a long time, highly recommend it. Bye for now.